Hello and welcome to another episode of Comic Book Reviews. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise for more information. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. Hello, true believers. Kevin Gibbon with you once again with some more comic book reviews. This week we're going to review Doctor Strange number 11. Synopsis. Once again, our protagonist faces the dreaded Dormammu. His narration reminds us that Dormammu, to him, is the equivalent to Red Skull for Captain America and Doctor Doom for the Fantastic Four. He's a badass. Why is Dormammu here this time? Well, it appears that the good doctor has offended the demons of the Faltine, and the Big D is here to oversee the results of Strange's transgression. He also informs us that he's exhausted the trust of his allies, including Wong, Zelma, and Kana. The consequences could be dire for our hero this time. The creative team. Mark Waid knows how to put Stephen Strange in grave situations. The master of the mystic arts is going to have to use his wits to get out of this situation. While he stalls for time, his allies are busy trying to figure out a way to free Doctor Strange from this predicament. Are they really going to be able to assist Stephen against his most powerful opponent? What keeps us involved with this story is the suspense of Strange's situation. Has he bitten off more than he can chew this time? Time is running out and our heroes are desperately trying to come up with a way to defeat this demon. Great stuff includes Dormammu's ulterior motive and the way that Doctor Strange manipulates information to thwart the enemy. Says and Pina bring some intense panels that help build the suspense for this issue. There, Stephen Strange exudes a calm assurance that is evident in the stoic features on his face. He's not indifferent. He's self-assured. His allies also emanate the proper emotional responses. Zelma's doubting of her powers and her ability to take on this dreaded Dormammu are apparent by her expressions. Highlights include the splash, where we see how the Faltine procreate. And no, it's not graphic. And Kama's contribution to this fight. In conclusion, it was what we expected, except that Stephen learns a little bit more about himself and the humility needed to be a true master of the mystic arts. A satisfactory finale to a good tale. And our hero learns a bit about himself through teamwork and the weakness of his adversaries. But there's still unfinished business. 3 stars, an 8.1 rating from this comic book reviewer. Alright, let's review Aquaman number 45. Synopsis. A brand new villain for the Monarch of Atlantis. Plus a retelling of how the Earth came to be, DC style. It seems that every myth about how the Earth was created is incorporated into the creation of the DC universe. And this is important because our hero can't seem to remember how he came to be where he is. It's an interesting issue, bringing us yet another vile villain to add to the rogues gallery of Arthur Curry. Looking at the creative team, Kelly Sue DeConnick seems to be in the process of taking Aquaman in a different direction. This issue brings out the human half of the Atlantean hybrid. He's got to rescue Callie after their boat capsizes, and we get our first glimpse of the new villainess, the goddess Nama. His mind is foggy, and he is seeking answers. He realizes that he knows the strange woman, even if he doesn't remember who she is. What will keep people reading is the slow returning of our hero's memory, and Callie's nervousness about meeting her mother, who isn't the nicest person in her life. A past one doesn't remember, and a past the other doesn't want to remember. Great stuff includes how Nama was created and Aquaman's realization that the water holds the answers he's seeking. Rasha and Enriquez bring us some awesome visuals in a title that's full of suspense. I love their depictions of how the DC Universe came to be. These illustrations alone are worth the price of the cover. From the opening scene of an innocent-looking bird flying into the distance to the final revelation of this issue's antagonist. We're treated to some great artwork from an awesome duo. Highlights include the boat our heroes are in capsizing and the formation of this issue's nemesis, which takes up most of the issue. In conclusion, some great thought went to the creation of Aquaman's newest adversary, and her origin is breathtaking. This issue is spent setting us up for a great confrontation, which we assume will happen next issue. In the meantime, our heroes are preparing for the worst as they're not sure about their future. One, because he can't remember much, the other because she doesn't know what to expect. But it looks like next issue is going to take us for a hell of a ride. It's too early to tell if Nama is going to be as great a villain as, say, Black Manta, but one thing's for sure. The creative team is pulling out all the stops to make her one of A's greatest adversaries. To be continued. 3 stars and 8.3 reading from this reviewer. That was our show for this week. Tune in next time as I review 2 more comic books on Comic Book Reviews, Comics Let's Talk. This is Kevin Gibbons saying so long and keep reading those comic books.